My daughter's adoption was finalized in family court. My parents said they'd be there. 3 days later, my mother texted me, "Can you send $1,500 for your sister's wedding photographer?" I sent her $1 with a note for the flowers. Then I removed every name from my bank accounts. My daughter Mia had been in our home for 2 years before the court date was even set. Foster placement first, then months of paperwork, then finally a hearing on the calendar. The day her adoption would become permanent. My whole family knew the date. My parents, my sister Claire, aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone had it marked for months. 3 days before the hearing, my mother called. "We're all coming," she said. "Your father, Claire, everyone." For once, I believed her. The morning of the hearing, we got to the courthouse early. Mia wore the dress she'd picked out herself, the one with the yellow flowers. My wife held one hand, I held the other. Every time the courtroom doors opened, I looked back. Every time someone walked in, I checked. Nobody came. Not my parents, not Claire, not a single person. Right before we were called in, I texted my mother. "Starting soon." Nothing. I called my father. Nothing. I called Claire. Nothing. The judge finalized everything in under 10 minutes. Mia was legally ours. My wife cried from relief. I just stared at my phone. That evening, my mother finally texted back. 4 words. "Sorry, busy day." No question about the hearing. No mention of Mia. Nothing. I found out exactly what kept them busy. Claire was getting married in 4 months, and that same afternoon had been the only slot her photographer had opened for a tasting and contract signing. Nobody thought to reschedule it around a courtroom. 3 days after the hearing, my phone buzzed at dinner. A message from my mother. "Can you send $1,500 for the photographer deposit? Due Friday." I actually laughed out loud. My wife looked up. "What?" I handed her the phone. She read it twice. Then she started too. Not because it was funny, because it was unbelievable. Here's the thing. I'd been this family's emergency fund for years. When my father lost money on a bad investment, I covered it. When Claire couldn't make rent, I covered it. When my mother wanted a new car, I covered that too. None of it ever came back. A few years earlier, my father had convinced me to add him to one of my accounts, just in case, he said. I trusted him. That was a mistake. Small withdrawals started showing up. A little here, a little there. Always an excuse, always urgent. I let it slide. For years, I let it slide. Then came the hearing. Then, 3 days later, the photographer deposit. I sat there staring at her message, thinking about Mia falling asleep that same night in her new room, under her new last name. Not one of them had shown up. Not one of them had even called to ask how it went. I opened my banking app and sent exactly $1, note attached, for the flowers. A minute later, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. Mother, father, Claire, all declined. Then the group chat exploded. "What is wrong with you? Are you trying to embarrass your sister? Family supports family." I didn't answer a single message. Instead, I called my bank. 20 minutes later, every authorized user was gone. Checking, savings, the small investment account, all of it. New passwords, new security, no shared access left anywhere. For the first time in years, every dollar I had was actually mine. The next morning, my father called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered. "Why did you remove us?" he asked. "Not how's Mia, not how did the hearing go, just money." "You didn't come," I said. "Not once." Silence. Then he sighed. "Claire had the photographer meeting. That was it. That was the entire explanation." "Okay," I said. "You chose," and I hung up. The wedding happened 5 months later. I wasn't invited. Neither was my wife. Neither was Mia. A cousin sent me photos afterward. Everyone smiling, everyone happy. A week after that, another message from my mother. "Your father says you've overreacted. Can we move on?" I didn't reply. Instead, I opened an envelope that had arrived that same morning. Final paperwork from the bank. Every account change confirmed. No shared access, no permissions, no secondary users, nothing left for them to take. I filed it away and walked into the living room. Mia was on the couch, in her new home, arguing with my wife about which movie to watch. Neither of them even looked up when I sat down beside them.